Greetings everyone, Ford Turbo here. Today I bring you a new series called the Old PC Resurrection series. In this series I will go through all the tips and tricks, all the things you need to do, all the procedures to re-able your old PC to get it alive again. That's probably sitting in your garage or basement for I don't know how many years. You can probably still put some use out of your old PC. So today we're going to go through the external inspection and cleanup video, which is the episode 1. I will going to introduce all my tools first. First I have some paper towels and some toilet paper, so you can, that's pretty obvious, you just clean up your case with it. Second, I've got some personal recommendation Q-tips, which will get into the cracks like these very easily. So it's a good tool to have. Third, you have an old scrub sponge. So that's really helpful when you're just going through the broad area. Get an old one, don't use a new one because it will mess it up. This PC doesn't look really good on the outside anyways. And then I have some magnetic part tray, one magnetic part tray with some screws in it, and some wire cutters, and a screwdriver just in case. I don't think I'm going to use it anyways, but just in case you can bring them here. It's not that hard to find, you probably have them. And you want some notepad and a pen so you can record the model number and everything. So you can, it's easier for the later days to find drivers, manuals and everything, because after like 5 or 10 years you probably don't have them anymore because it's laying in your garage. Hopefully you are a responsible owner, so you put it in the box, but obviously this PC hasn't been in the box, so it's pretty dirty. And you probably want to take all these stickers off if they're loose. So I have them all here. This is all the stickers I pulled off this computer. So you can have some data on it, some serious numbers. You can tell it's assembled in US, which is good. And you have all these specs and things. So you can, I think there's so this computer is made in 2006. That's pretty old. That's like, yeah, about 11 years ago. Yeah, exactly 11 years ago. Oh, focus. Yep, there we go. So we're gonna go through the inspection first. On the right side, it doesn't actually have anything, and I need the focus assist. It doesn't have anything, it just says Dell on the right side. So let's go to the front, which should tell us the most. Oops. Dropping your PC is not recommended, by the way, just saying. So we have the Pentium D inside and Windows XP sticker. I don't know if it still have Windows XP on it, but anyways, it is a Dell Precision 380, which then you can search up the specs for. You got a DVD drive on the front and a floppy if you really need it or anything, 2 USB 2.0 and a FireWire 1394 with 2 jacks for audio in and headphone out. Go into the top, which is the place that most sticker lives. You got a sticker for University of Lethbridge. So this computer actually have a good story behind it. It used to be a, I believe, lab computer in University of Lethbridge, and they decommissioned it. So a friend of my dad actually bought it in an auction, I believe, or they just throw these away and he got one. I don't really know. So it got things on it saying, so this is the 2006 model because these computers, the Dell Precision 380s, comes with a 3-year warranty. So we know it's a 2006 computer, not a 2004. That's good. And so what happens is, I believe the friend of my dad went to travel, so and moved, I believe, and so they leave some things at my dad's garage, and they just didn't bother to pick it up. I think it got a problem with it or something. So it's been sitting in my dad's garage for like 5 years or more. And I just dug it out, and I don't think there. I asked my dad, and my dad asked his friend. It doesn't actually have anything on it, so it's probably fine. I'll back up the files and send him a copy, but I don't know what's in it. I don't even know if it starts anymore. So that's a part of resurrecting your OPC, right? You gotta find out its stories and stuff. On the back, we have the Windows XP sticker, which is not a big deal. We are probably not gonna reinstall Windows XP on it. Take your sponge and just wipe it off. Try to miss out on the stickers, but these are like these kind of smooth stickers, so it's probably okay. And after you wipe it again with some paper towels so it doesn't stay wet, it won't rust. It's not like a car, it's not going to rust very easily, but I don't want it to rust anyways. So on the front you can see, you probably can't see, there's dust on the ledges in the front, so yeah, they didn't have a box for it, so it's really dirty on the outside. After we see in the front, let's go to the side and can see the very convenient signature Dell Precision pull-out latch for the case opening, which is really convenient, so I don't really need a screwdriver to unscrew anything. In the crest, there's a lot of things in here. I'm probably going to use my Q-tips in a bit, and we go to the back. I'm going to lift it up a little bit. So, you can see this is an old power supply with these kind of voltage switch. This one has been taped off, I think from the factory, so they didn't actually mess with it, which is good. So this computer hasn't gone abroad yet. That means the power supply haven't been used incorrectly, so the switch hasn't been like switched to 220 when it's in a 110 region, which is good, but it is really dirty, and I probably don't want to see the inside of the computer because it's going to be dirtier. On the back we have a sticker for with no meaning on it. I don't really understand this, but anyways, and we have a huge grill here. This can fit in something like a fan exhaust or something. We can do it later, and we can see the I/O. So there's a microphone jack, audio out, audio in. I don't really know why you have microphone and audio in, but anyways, you got Ethernet, 5 USB ports, 2.0. It doesn't have 3.0 at that time. On the back, you got printer port, which is old. No one uses a printer like that. Well, maybe someone. You never know. And a serial port, which I won't use. Mouse and keyboard PS2s are all available, and you can see fun things on the back. First, you have a FireWire expansion card, which is not that surprising since it does have FireWire in the front. Second, you have, I think this is a sound card. Yeah, this is a sound card. This probably doesn't come like original with the PC, but anyways, probably is an option or something. You never know. And then you have the graphic card, which is the most important part because you need to know which kind of connector you need to have. These are DVIs, but they have the VGA adapting thing on the right. So I forgot which one it's called. I think it's DVD and not DVI or something. Anyways, I'm not great at this. And you have an S-Video 4 port, so that's not going to get used, so I'm going to use the DVIs instead. I think this is a Quadro card as well, just by how old it is. But now you know, you got 2 video outs, that's cool. On the other side, doesn't really have anything, just very dirty. On the underside, you can see it's really dirty. That's why you need to use a sponge. Focus, and then just, you can see it's really hard to get with just plain paper, so you got scrape it for a little bit. don't let the water get into the cracks so it won't fry the motherboard. But technically it won't because it's not powered on yet. Still, you can see all the dirty things on this side. Since this side is with the feet, so this computer can be set both horizontally and vertically as a computer, so you can understand why it's so dirty on this side too. If it's really dirty on this side, it's probably not as dirty on the back side of it. That's just very hopeful of me. But I think it's probably fine that way. Into the cracks and everything. Just wipe it down, everything. Okay, that's pretty good. You can see there's watermarks on it, but well, it's probably okay. It's gonna dry in a few minutes or seconds, if that matters. Now on the bottom, you got again kind of dirty things. Grab your sponge again. Just go and wipe it off. Everything. Oh, that. So you can see these white parts are actually not dirty. I can't even see that part. There's a little white spot you can see. A white scratch. That's actually a scratch in the case. So this case actually for a 11-year-old computer is actually well maintained. It doesn't have a lot of scratch on it. It just have dirt, which is fine, which we can clean off. Scratch you can't really repair because, well, you are not going to bother. Then we have the very annoying part, which is the front grille. This is the bad part of a Dell Precision PC because it's going to be really dirty inside. As you can't really see it now, but I'm going to open the case for you right here. I'm going to lay it this way. And the very simple pop opening, well, it doesn't really pop that good. So expect a lot of dust in here. I haven't actually seen it before. This is my first time opening it. Let's see. Okay, that doesn't really open smoothly. Wow, that's disgusting. Check out the side panel. Oh no, that's coming in a future video. So, we have the blue latch on the right. You can see. You pull that thing up, and then you pull the case. You pull the case cover this way, and then it will just pop right off. And check this out. This is not ideal by any chance. First, let's close the case so the dust doesn't spread outside the case, which is very important. I don't want any more dust. That's pretty dusty. I probably need to give it a compressed air thing to get it down. By the way, just a notice, do not use compressed air in a room because it's going to ruin your day. It's going to make dust fly everywhere. So now you can see how dusty the front side is. That's pretty bad. Like, I've seen worse, but that's pretty bad. So you grab the front cover, you just gently wipe it off. Try not to cut your fingers with it, so because it's pretty sharp. They didn't really try to make it maintenance friendly, so just try to go through it all the way. And you can see here you have the switch for the Dell logo, which is cool. You can see here Dell logo is now here. And you can see there's still dirty things on the front cover, which I didn't clean off. So you use your sponge again. Now it's disconnect to your PC, so it's not gonna electrocute anyone. So you can just go crazy on the sponge. And probably over the stickers too, and around it, and everything. Just go around everything. Something you just can't clean off like this. This is like a scratch in it, so you can't really clean that off. And there's some dents too, but well, it's no big deal. Well, for an 11-year-old PC, this is actually considered as a really well-maintained appearance. And you can see there's some black things I can't really clean off anyways. But anyways, we just want to get it clean enough without dust, because dust is gonna kill your computer. In both the cooling and cooling department, and it might not run well just because of the dust, because it will probably kill the computer if you're running with a lot of dust, due to the fact that dust is not conductive, but it can be over the time, such as the period like 11 years. I don't think they have ever cleaned it before. So yeah, that's 11 years of fresh dust, you can see. And we can turn the thing back, so it's set up for vertical again. That's cool. Every computer should have that. And we just use, so for the front I/O plate, don't really use a sponge because water is gonna leak in for sure. So just use your paper towel that's a little bit dampened, and just try to clean up everything. And this part, which is the big part. That's pretty bad. Well, if your PC gets to this level of badness, like this, wow, that's pretty bad. If your PC gets to this level, you probably want to clean it, because this is 11 years worth of dust, and your PC is probably not 11 years old, your main machine that is. And there's some dust I can't clean up inside the button. That's just unfortunate. That's probably good. Yep, just wipe off the majority of the dust. It's probably okay when I have a little bit in it. And close up the case. Yep, the place slides on way better now. That's good. So, what we have learned today is this computer got the correct I/O. It's not missing any I/O plates on the back. It's dusty. Yeah, that we know. The buttons are working. Well, we never know, but still, you can press it. We know a little bit of the backstories on this computer. We know that the I/Os are good, so the next stop we're gonna do with this computer is to clean up the interior and then try to power it up. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a question if you have any. Leave it in the comment section. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you don't, subscribe. All your participation is always appreciated. This is for Turbo signing off.